We also are gonna have an Aztec Lanes Welcome Back social this Wednesday. Finally, we're getting a social in. And then we're gonna have virtual grad panel on March 6th. We have a Chipotle fundraiser on March 8th, and we have in-person grad panel on March 20th. If anyone wants to take like a picture and tell our important dates. Everyone got it?
Cool. These are just some event reminders. This is the flyer that you can use when you go to Chipotle. We'll send it out closer to the date in the group meet so you guys have it. Just show the flyer between 4 and 8. Bring your friends so we can raise money. The other one is St. Augustine campus tour. That's happening on March 12th, so just a few weeks. But if you do plan to go, please RSVP. The woman who's organizing it just wants to kind of get a head count. We're coordinating with 2 other orgs there, so she just wants to know how many of us will be there. It's going to be a great opportunity to meet directors, faculty, student club board members, and enrollment advisors at St. Aug, and get to observe their pro bono clinic, and then they'll give a tour towards the end. And then we will make a ride sheet closer to the event, which will be next meeting, and you'll get a point for attending.
Anyone have any questions? Okay, next we have, there's an event on March 4th at 8:30 a.m. celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Michael Bono. And if you go to that event, I would highly recommend going. You can send us a photo to our email, and if you attend, you'll get 25 points. Any questions? Okay. Next we have,
Sure. We have our welcome back social. It didn't happen at Sunset Cliff, so we're doing it this Wednesday, the 26th from 6 to 7. Aztec Lanes is like right across, right on the right side of OG's. We reserved the ping pong tables, hockey tables, pool tables, and there's a gaming console. And if you attend, you get 1 point. You can also use the lanes. I just didn't reserve them, but more than welcome to. But yeah, stop by.
Just a reminder about merch. Our form is going to be closing today, so these are your options for merch. We have the same t-shirt in red, black, and white, and then the hoodie. And then, the form closes tonight. It's in the newsletter. I'll resend it on group meet today. Please just pick which items you want and what size. You can obviously get multiples, just specify that on the form. And send the payment as soon as you fill out the form. We'll only be ordering for the people who have paid. So, yeah.
Does anyone have any questions about any of the upcoming events, or need to go back to a slide? No? Okay, so we're gonna hand over the meeting to our amazing Vice President, Ashley Johnson.
Okay, grad panel. You guys have heard me talk about it a lot, but this is gonna be a little bit more info today about what to wear, what to bring, where it is, time, schools, all that stuff. So, grad panel, what is it? This is our biggest event of the year. So basically it's an event for you guys to see all the schools that are around this area and around, places that I think you'll be applying to and places that we've gotten feedback in the past from what you guys want to see in the next grad panel. So it kind of looks like that setup up there. So all the schools present a slide or a couple of slides on their program. And then by the end, you get to ask questions about the program and you get to ask the directors themselves, which is a big deal. So we have 2 options, virtual and in person, but again, highly recommend both. They're going to be different schools. So please come to both. Yes, there will be free food. So this is kind of what we had last year, just a few snacks, drinks, that kind of thing. And then, so each school will be presenting slides about their schools, but I am really encouraging you all to bring your own questions because this is an event for you guys and you guys get the most out of it when you get to ask your own questions and get to personalize it a little bit to you. So, Then we have, attire and what to bring. So it is business casual. Slacks look very nice. I added a few slides for the ladies up here because we have a lot of options, but if you want to wear a skirt or a dress, that's fine. Just make sure it's appropriate. No cleavage, no shoulders showing. Must be kind of, down the thigh a little bit. No slits or anything. And then, so for Zoom, I don't really care what goes on underneath. Just, from here up, professional, looking nice. For Zoom also, I'll go over this, but backgrounds, not messy room in the back. Like, you can blur out the background and stuff like that. And then bring a pen and notebook to take notes. There's going to be a lot of information, so it's good to jot some stuff down. And this is what we kind of wore in the past. We wear the polos, so you guys don't have to, but yeah. Okay, so virtual. So there's the schedule. Now, I put the schedule up there, not for you guys to duck in and duck out with the schools that you want to see. If you are attending the virtual one, I want you to be there the whole time if you can. I understand there's emergencies and you need to get places, but if you can, I'd love for you guys to stay the whole time. It's kind of rude when a bunch of people are ducking in and out for different schools, right? So make sure we're there the whole time. But yeah, so those are the schools that we're gonna have, and then there's gonna be a live Q&A at the very end. It is gonna be long, so prepare for that and just, be ready to be on Zoom the whole time. Let's see. Oh yeah, I will be sending an email to everyone who RSVP'd. The Zoom link and everything will be on there, instructions, all that, and I'll be sending it about 2 to 5 days prior to the event. It is a week from Thursday, so keep that in mind. So for Zoom, look nice, shoulders up, no cleavage girls, no shoulders guys, no, wife beater tanks or anything like that. So, good backgrounds. Just no messy rooms, anything like that, good lighting. No, blur the background, stuff like that. You guys know all this, we're Zoom generation anyway, so. Mic's muted the whole time unless for the Q&A. And how I'm gonna do this is you guys are gonna raise your hand and I'll call on you for questions during the Q&A. So keep it muted the whole time until I say, okay, go ahead and ask your questions. The link will be a few days prior. And then have your questions ready for the Q&A ahead of time, be on time to the Zoom, all that stuff. Any questions on the virtual? No? Okay. All right, in person, I'm really excited about this one. We got Scripps Cottage for the venue. Very nice place. If you guys know where this is at, it's right next to the Turtle Pond. It literally looks like a cottage, you can't miss it. Arrive early. We will have a check-in. Somebody will be at the front door checking you guys in. Again, RSVP for it, because we'll be checking you off and seeing if you're there. Let's see. Yep, bring smiling faces, be ready to listen, take notes, all that. Bring questions. Again, I put the schedule up here, not for you to duck in and duck out. I do expect you to be there the whole time. I understand things come up, but it does look bad if people are coming in and out during the event, so. Yes, and then, I'll be emailing you guys a few days prior just with more instruction and where to be, where to go, all that stuff. Any questions on that? Yes?
Are we able to get there a little bit late? Because I have a lab that goes on during.
Yeah, I mean, totally fine. I just, come through the back, kind of sneak in. I just don't want a bunch of people, coming in and out during the event because it just, it looks bad. But if you do have a class or if you do have something and you can't get out of it or there's an emergency, I understand. Just, try and sneak in and come to the back. So, yeah. Any other? Yes?
How do you RSVP?
There should be a link in the GroupMe. I can resend it today also. Kate, I believe, sent it.
We'll have them at the end or on the last slide.
Oh, okay. They're also at the last slide today. But yeah. Any other questions? Okay, so before grad panel, this is kind of new this year, but I want you guys to be able to kind of prepare in a way for the event. So a few ways I did this. Well, I didn't do this for grad panel, but I feel like it would help for you guys. So I want you to be able to like make a list of your schools that you think you want to apply to. There are a lot of ways to do this. Obviously, you guys have your own like organizational thing, but today I'm gonna give you kind of like a template on how I did it. I used somebody else's template and I just made a copy and I just organized it in the way that I thought, you know, fit my personal needs for grad programs. So I'm gonna show you guys how to do it today. So if you have a computer, pull that out. We're gonna kind of go through it. Then could you send a little link? Okay. So Ashley or Kate is gonna send a little link to the GroupMe. It's gonna be my template on how I organized grad schools and how I looked at grad schools to fit my own needs. How do I get out of this? Okay, so this is what's gonna be sent into the GroupMe. Okay, so basically how I did this is Google Sheet. You guys can use this template, just make a copy of it. It should be in the GroupMe. And basically what I did is I organized it in personal preferences. So I put like the city and the state that I wanted to go to, the application portal that it uses. Every school is kind of different in that way. And there should be drop-down menus on the template as well to where you can pick PTCAS or Interfolio. I think those are the only two sites that you would use, but yeah. And then I put costs up here because that was pretty important to me. And then like supplemental applications that you may need to do beside PTCAS or beside like Interfolio, and then like deadlines for materials. I put those up there. GRE, it's required or not, I put that there. GRE code, and then prerequisites and rolling admissions. Rolling admissions basically means like if the school is constantly allowing you to submit applications, like they have a rolling admission. Some schools, they cap it at like a certain date and then you can't apply anymore. Some schools allow you to, you know, keep going and keep applying. So that is what rolling admissions means. So how I found all this information is from PTCAS itself. Again, some of them aren't on there, so that is also a tricky thing. I'll show you on that too. Okay, so here's PTCAS list of schools. It's actually called APTA. So this has an entire list of every possible grad school that uses PTCAS, which is every single one of them except for SCSU, unfortunately. But PTCAS has all the information you'll need. So if you go to APTA, you can fill out all the information on that Google Sheet that I showed you. Again, with the Google Sheet, everybody has different, you know, preferences as to how they want to make the Google Sheet, so you can always edit that Google Sheet to make it more personalized to you. But anyways, so all the information is here. So I have UCSF pulled up. Basically, you can come down, you can see, where's the school? I just go down. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is like all the admissions requirements. Let me see. Oh god, super touchy. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can see. Yeah. See if you can find like GRE stuff. I'll start there. And cost, maybe. Okay, so every single school has something like this. They have the cost, they have the like description of the program, they have whether or not the GRE is required. So basically what you're gonna do is you're gonna look at APTA and you're gonna do the Google Sheet and you're gonna fill it out for each school. And you just pick which school you want and go through it like that. The only one that's not on there is SCSU, so you will have to go off of PTCAS to do SCSU. But again, that's pretty easy. Just look through the program's requirements and stuff and just go through it. So yeah, APTA has all the information you should need, and you just fill out the Google Sheet with each school that you want. Any questions on that? Can everybody see the Google Sheet template? Everybody can edit it? All good there? Okay. I just felt like this was something that you guys should get done before grad panel, because if you have a list of schools that you want, you can really focus on the schools that are there and make sure that you're answering all the questions that you need, and yeah. So try and do that before grad panel. If not, you have a helpful template for when you're applying. Okay, and then you can go back. Yeah. And next slide. Okay, so for the Q&A, this is like the most important part of the grad panel. Again, I'm gonna be repetitive with this. It can get really boring if you guys don't have questions. If everybody's sitting there in silence, it's pointless, right? So I really, really want you guys to make sure that you get your questions formulated before grad panel and make sure that they're to you and what you wanna ask. Here's 3 examples of like questions that I would ask a program, and one of them is one that I asked last year actually, and it kind of helped me narrow down my decision. Also, use chat or Google. Like, you can easily find good questions to make you confident in asking them, because I know one of the things is, you know, what if my question is stupid? That's one thing that I think through my head before I ask it, right? So you can use chat, use Google, just figure out a good question that you're confident in and make sure you come prepared with it. So yeah, I think that's it for my spiel. Any questions on any of that? Okay, yeah, here's the QR codes for RSVP.
Make sure you have like at least 2 questions written down, because you definitely want to stand out at these events so that they can get to know you.
Exactly. Oh, another thing is when you're asking the question, introduce yourself. Be like, hi, my name's Ashley, I just had a quick question about this. Then they get to know your name, they get to know your face, and they're like, oh, that's a good question. Oh, she's really smart, you know, something like that. So just make sure, like, you know, you're being polite and asking the question like, oh, this is who I am, this is the question I have. Make it personalized. Cool. Okay.
Did everyone get these?
Yes.
Does anyone need to go back to the attendance QR?